Yo, it's JDI Vance. Me got baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. So many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. Witness my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday night. I am Jeremy Prime, but I'm also referred to as Good Jer by the Keno Casino. And I have been watching Keno Casino tonight. I was going to set this up for 9 o'clock Eastern, but I wanted to watch a little bit of Keno Casino. So if you are watching the casino instead of me, I don't blame you at all. It's going to be a banger show. I will be going over there and watching that after this, or at least tomorrow, because it's probably going to be like an 8-hour show. But hail to the Keno Casino. I love those guys so much. And tonight's episode is off the chain already. But yes, wanted to go ahead and address that really quickly. I was texting with somebody else. I don't know if they want to be named, but because I dropped gifted memberships on the casino, and somebody texted me, another YouTuber. They were like, "This is going to be a good show tonight." I'm like, "Bro, I was like, I'm mad because I got to go live." He's like, "No." And I'm like, "Yep." So anyway, hail to all of you. Good to see all of you. And I got to address something right now because this is a serious topic right here. And I need all of you to, just, drop the memes for a minute, drop the sarcasm, drop the jokes. I've got to address a serious topic here. I've been accused of only caring about super chats. It's time that I admit that is absolutely correct. And Zwani dropped a $100 super chat over on Rumble. Saw the Michael Jackson movie today. It was phenomenal. MJ is the GOAT. Worth seeing in the theater for sound quality alone. Hail CobraCast 199. Mod lives matter. Chat lives matter. Let's freaking go. So I just wanted to go ahead and confirm that is absolutely, positively, 100% true. I have no morals. I only care about super chats. What else you got to say about me? Thank you, Zwani. And hail to the Rumble chat over there. Appreciate it as always. And but that was a serious accusation that needed to be addressed. And so there you have it right there. Get better and richer tax, says Bumblebee. Dark Warlord says, how do you like to train your deer? And if you don't train it, how do you like it prepared? These are deep intellectual questions that only Fear the Beardo has the knowledge to answer. He's the only one. He's the only one that I know that has the intellect the knowledge, the deep understanding to answer questions about deer. Crazy Clown Town says he's walking his deer right now. I do hope that this question is in reference to Fear the Beardo. So, Soldier On says, I appreciate your attention to this matter. Which is why I send them to you, he says. That's a damn good response right there, my friend. That's a damn good response. Gerald Armstrong says, I'm surprised you didn't have the picture of Trump taking a nap during the meeting today. I saw those pictures. So again, I have been kind of out and about today, so I'm a little behind on catching up with certain things. One thing that I saw, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently there was like this thing going around that Trump was, sleeping or something like that. I don't know. I know how the media always does that, but I have it confirmed that he was not sleeping. And right here it is. I was not sleepy. I was reading the report.
I smoke it in the morning. It gives me the biggest vibe.
No family should have to make
All the way into the evening. I'm flying high.
So I'm just telling you what I'm hearing, okay? This is more proof that Trump can be memed as anything. The man is Teflon. He is truly Teflon Don. It's absolutely crazy. Mr. Is it Perlotti says, I see Neurotic and Film Thread on Spotify, but no D-Day Cobra. Why? Is there a demand for CobraCast on Spotify? That's a genuine question. If there is, I mean, we can work on that. So, do you guys want to see D-Day Cobra channel CobraCast on Spotify? I do know it's a huge audience. Like Spotify is a massive platform. So, yes or no, chat, let me know. Maybe I'll put a poll up in the chat. But before we do that, we got Scully in the house with a proper 199. Says, hail Jeremy, hail chat, just because it's Friday. Thank goodness. And thanks for the laughs this week. Scully, thank you for your incredible support. Really appreciate it. And as long as you guys in the chat are happy, I'm happy. My job is to give some level of entertainment and deliver on some of the news throughout the world and give my opinions. But ultimately, that's it. So I appreciate it. So having the people tell me that they like what I'm doing and what we're doing means the world to me. So thank you so much. Your channel wouldn't work without video. You rely too much on visuals. That's actually a good point. I guess you're talking about in reference to Spotify. Your channel wouldn't work without video. You rely too much on visuals. That's a good point. I mean, we do upload to Spotify with Geeks and Gamers, but obviously it's a kind of a different world over there. So, not sure. But I'll listen to the feedback of people, and then we can go from there. That thumbnail is brutal. Oh, we're going to talk about that. And swig of water for the working man. Thank you again for the proper 199, Scully. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So let's get into a couple of things that we've seen today, just off rip really quick, because it's been a pretty busy day, all things considered. I do want to say that I am so happy that the Michael Jackson movie is doing well. And the audience score on the Michael Jackson movie is at a 96%. The critics suck. The critics are the worst. They hated Michael Jackson. They despised him. But it doesn't matter. Even in death, Michael Jackson continues to destroy the media. And it makes me so happy. The numbers, the box office numbers are absolutely fantastic. I have my review up over on the Geeks and Gamers main channel if you guys want to watch that. But I loved this movie. I'm going to see it again. I cannot wait. But it was fantastic. And I'm very happy that the audience has liked it. And if you go over to Criticless, which is a site that we are involved in at Geeks and Gamers, so being on that site helps Geeks and Gamers. I have my review from Michael, but overall, it's sitting at an 82% on Criticless, and that is an average 82% out of 100, which is probably even more impressive than a 96%. Sorry, I have the hiccups. 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's doing very well everywhere. So I am super, super happy for the Jackson family and for the Michael Jackson fandom out there. It is awesome. Sorry, go ahead and play the video. Scully has given the all clear. Everyone, you guys have to thank Scully because now it's Sydney Sweeney time. There it is. Boom. Sydney Sweeney has appeared. Scully gave the all clear. There we have it right there. Boom. Let's freaking go. Jiggle physics. That is correct. That is correct. Good stuff indeed. And appreciate all of you. Let's see here. But yes, I'm just enjoying the video too. So here we go. All right, there we go. Thank you. Appreciate it, Scully. As always, I kind of got a little distracted right there. So we're good now. Lost focus. What were we talking about again? Does anybody know what the hell we were talking about? I have no idea what we're talking about. So, I know Zwani was saying something the other day about like, like I don't have the ability to do anything else but pull up pictures of Sweeney and Anna Paulina Luna. So, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see. We were talking about something else. That's right. Let's see. Wait a minute. What are you guys saying? What is Krista doing in the chat with her eyes? What is she doing? Oh, Nandy got a 50. Okay. I see you, Zwani. I see you. Oh, hang on. What is this? Hang on. Have you guys been conspiring behind my... What? Have you guys been conspiring behind my back? This is CobraCast. It's only an 11% female audience, okay? So, no. No. What the hell is happening here? We're moving on past that one. Nandy for 50. Kika to the rescue, says per Tuesday TV. Italy sending 4 Navy ships to assist clearing out mines in Strait of Hormuz. Maloney back and forth is pissing me off. Starmer going back and forth makes sense since he's as smart as Beardo. Oh my goodness. Beardo catching strays. Beardo catching strays. Either be with the EU globalist or with Trump. The fact that Beardo caught a stray is my favorite part of this super chat. I do appreciate it, Nandy. You're always keeping us in tune with everything going on. And like I said, I've been out and about all day. So I'll just say like, there's a lot going on in Central Florida this weekend, and my family is doing a lot of stuff, and I'm involved in stuff. So it's crazy right now. I'm running around like a crazy person. So I'm trying to catch up on a lot of the news as well. But the key thing thank you, Nandy. We're going to talk about some of that for sure. Chris for 4547 says, I promised my wife I would stop sending D-Day Cobra drunk super chats tax. Shh. Don't say anything. Don't tell her. Don't say anything. Okay. Just leave it be. She's not going to find out. It's all good, brother. We got you. Hail to you, Chris. Hail to you. Marmelon says, double it. Stream chat grift tax. Sweeney love. Sydney Sweeney love. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing I do want to talk about is something that is kind of insane, okay? Russell Brand. Listen, Piers Morgan, I've been on his show. Obviously, I have a lot of disagreements with Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is an absolute pro at getting exactly what he wants. Russell Brand has, for the last several years, basically worked his way into the conservative movement. He's been fully embraced by many people in the conservative sphere, the Christian conservative sphere. I I've never known how to feel about the guy because I never really fully trusted him, but I also appreciate when there's a big voice that's willing to support anything that goes against the left-wing ideology. But this guy writing a book on Christianity and how to be a Christian is one of the biggest red flags I've ever seen. And somebody commented the other day and they said, I have an idea. How to be a Christian. Read the Bible. But Russell Brand has decided, I'm going to write a book on how to be a Christian. I mean, you could simply just say, read the Bible. So anyway, right here, as he faces sexual assault charges, Russell Brand has embraced a new identity centered around his recent conversion to Christianity. However, during an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, the comedian and podcaster struggled mightily when asked to identify a specific Bible passage. Oh yeah, it's bad, okay? Piers Morgan might have ended this man's career. This is incredible to watch. And I am not going to pause anything in this video because it's necessary for all of you to see this in its entirety. Piers Morgan just destroyed this man, and he did it by sitting back and watching it unfold. And here's how Piers is so good at what he does. This is the classic, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. He never interrupts him. This is phenomenal right here. Here we go in its full glory.
Can I go back to asking you a question about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court? And what you were seeing, looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from Isaiah. You're right. Bear did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty. What's this? They don't like that, do they, in the old gallery? But remember, you just said it's a hired spot. This is from Isaiah. Excuse me. No, I'm not going to mark it before. It says here.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
The verse that I was looking at that day was not this. I can't actually find the verse that I had that day. But this is good enough. This is from Isaiah 12.
Good Lord. How painful. How absolutely painful. And Piers just sat there and watched it happen. Because Piers knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he... Now, we've talked many times about how to be a professional in that situation. We've talked many times about the one man that you cannot trump. And his name is Donald Trump, because this is how you handle that moment right here. The man is undefeated for a reason.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favorite Bible verses are
Well,
and why?
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal. So I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite,
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
even to cite a verse that
No,
you like.
I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke. Very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
Probably equal. Holy crap, dude. So going back to this Russell Brand moment, I mean, people have been reacting to it. Ultimately, I don't think that it's bad that someone doesn't know Bible verses off the top of their head. But you wrote a book about how to be a Christian. And you're marketing that book. You're on a tour marketing that book. You're marketing a book, How to Be a Christian, and you can't handle basic questions about Bible verses. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. So I think Russell Brand is pretty much a fraud at this point in time. And I do think that that's not really a hot take. He's clearly found a new place where he could move into. He was fully embraced. He was brought to different, events, and he's been propped up on places like Rumble and Locals and all of this shit. And it's just crazy, man. So I'm not a big fan of the guy. I never felt that he was genuine. Now he's doing interviews with Megyn Kelly, and Megyn Kelly a few years ago was completely anti-Russell Brand because of some accusations that were made towards him. And then he gets on her show and he claims that he was with a person that was I'm not even going to repeat what he said because it's just so bad, but he slept with a person of a certain age when he was a certain age, and the optics of that are terrible. It's just a wild situation right now. And I feel like a lot of these people that were latching onto Trump are starting to fall apart. They all latched onto the MAGA movement at the last minute or when it was most trendy, because it was undeniable that Trump was going to win. And now they're all looking really, really bad right now. This was maximum cringe. In fact, I didn't even watch it all the way through the first time because I was like, I am embarrassed for him watching it, because we all see those clips online where something is it's so embarrassing to watch it that you're like, I can't do this. So the only way I was going to do this is in front of you guys here on CobraCast, because it is a tough thing to sit through 2 minutes of this guy just completely falling apart. There you have it. Russell Brand making himself look terrible, and Piers Morgan just sat back and watched it unfold. I don't know if there's more clips. I've been seeing that there's some people that have been sharing some clips of the Russell Brand interview, but I haven't seen anything that there was anything controversial or anything like that. But damn indeed. Now, the big story that we're going to talk about, actually, we're going to talk about it in two different parts. And the reason is because I did see a video earlier that I want to reference. And it's very interesting because at first I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm not totally sure that this is legit. Well, guess what? I think that there's a little bit more to it, because Ian Carroll, someone that I have complained about a lot, Candace Owens, someone I've complained about a lot, and Nick Fuentes, someone I've talked about a lot, they all are kind of disappearing after the news of the SPLC investigation. Very, very interesting. In fact, and I can show you this right here. Ian Carroll tweeted this out right here. In light of David Wilcox's recent tragic death, I just want to check in and say I'm safe and okay. Taking a break from the internet for personal reasons. I'll talk about more soon. Mental health is fine. I'm not suicidal. Love my family and life. I haven't received any threats and have no reason to be concerned for my safety. Just wanted to check in, as a lot of homies have reached out concerned. I'll be back soon. God bless all the patriots that are speaking up for the truth in these fucked up times. Love you all. See you soon. Okay. So, very interesting. I think this is the video that I was referring to right here with Tim Pool.
With the recent indictment of the Southern Poverty Law Center, many people are wondering if they were actually funding anybody else outside of just these white supremacists. Now, you may have
Now, what's interesting is Candace Owens, and you'll hear about it in this video, Candace Owens said that she forgot to tell everyone that she was taking a vacation. That doesn't sound right at all. But she claimed last second, all of a sudden, boom, I'm taking a vacation. And then her reasoning for it was, I thought that I told everyone that I was taking a vacation.
seen the news because it's the biggest story in a long time. The Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a nonprofit claiming to fight against hate, was indicted for funding white supremacists, giving them money under the guise of their informants. However, these individuals were actually organizing some of these events, providing transportation and fomenting, much of which the SPLC claims they were fighting against. That is, if you were donating to the SPLC thinking they were going to stop these events, actually, some of the money was going directly to causing these events. And the federal government alleges even federal crimes being committed by some of these individuals that were organizing. Now, the media's response is, this is typical of any federal agency. Wait, what?
That is 100% bullshit. And if, again, the media is always going to try to spin this in whatever way they can. Right now, this SPLC story could be the biggest, most important story in all of politics right now. This is huge. The things that can be uncovered through all of this could open the floodgates to so much. People have no idea. This could open up everything.
No joke. USA Today said a long time practice of federal agencies paying informants. Let me just throw something in the mix real quick.
Well, before he goes to that, now we're going to tie in the other story that's involved in this, which I think there's a reason why Trump has made this post. Trump on Truth Social post this, and he calls Candace Owens an extremely low IQ individual, posting a fake magazine cover of Candace as Time's Vile Person of the Year. Donald Trump posted this. I had to look it up. I had to go to True Socials. I'm like, did he really post this? He really posted this shit, okay? So that's why I'm tying this into it, because Trump knows more than any of us, okay? There's a reason why Trump is posting this right now. Candace Owens has been doing horrible stuff since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Candace Owens has been saying terrible things. And now suddenly, now with the SPLC grand jury indictment, now suddenly Trump posts this. He knows more than anybody else.
Like the FBI or, law enforcement organization provides resources in a sting operation, and the individuals try to commit a crime with that, they usually stop them. But there are instances where, Fast and Furious, where Obama gave guns to criminals, and we get mad about that, right? That's not allowed, okay? It's a big scandal. So
what's interesting too is, now I've missed something, but from what I can tell, ever since the SPLC investigation has been announced, Alex Jones has completely backed off the insane approach towards Trump that he was doing. He's still been critical, but Alex Jones has backed off big time. Now, my theory behind this, I don't think Alex Jones was paid by the SPLC. I don't. But the people he was running with, they're very much in question right now. The people he was linked into, I think Alex saw the writing on the wall real quick, and he's like, oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That the SPLC, with no legal protections, is giving white supremacists money for which they go and commit federal crimes. What are you defending? But now here's what gets weird. The latest conspiracy theory is that Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Ian Carroll, Sneeko, and others are actually on the payroll of the Southern Poverty Law Center. I don't believe it. Guys, I'm going to say it right now, just right off the bat. They are not getting paid by the SPLC. I do not believe that for a second. But interestingly and conveniently for those who don't like those personalities, they're kind of gone. Well, Sneeko's still posting. Apparently, he just had a live stream with X. I don't know why he's being roped into this. But Nick Fuentes hasn't streamed in a week and a half. Candace Owens abruptly announced she's traveling internationally, and that
the only two that I think Candace and Ian Carroll are, and Tucker. I think Tucker, but I don't believe Sneeko and Fuentes are part of this. I if I'm just judging based on what my gut feeling would be, I would guess that Candace, Ian Carroll, and Tucker are far more involved. Now, why do I say Ian Carroll? Because Ian Carroll came out of nowhere and blew up, all while saying he can't talk about the thing that he was using to blow his channel up. So, and Candace is, I think, the most obvious case here. And then when you look at Tucker and how he's been acting, Megan, I think Megan is just a crazy bitch at the same time. I think Megan, I mean, we've seen it, man. She'll do anything. She'll do anything. She'll take any stance. So
she thought she told everybody. Justification. And Ian Carroll says that he's going dark following the death of David Wilcock, which makes literally no sense. Like a YouTuber. I mean, I talked about this guy yesterday. I mean, it's a crazy story, but I don't quite understand what he is doing. So I don't know. Now, I'm going to say it again. I don't think there's a connection between this and the Southern Poverty Law Center. There may be. It's conjecture. I think Laura Loomer, she's not the only one. She's not the one starting this, I don't think, but she's very much pushing this question of whether or not Candace is funded by the SPLC. I look at what Laura Loomer is doing to Candace. There's this feud going on as exactly what Candace is doing to Erica Kirk. So Laura is bringing up as many facts and data points as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, it's, if you want to be mad at Laura Loomer, but this is kind of like a quartering argument here. You're mad at Laura Loomer, but you're not mad at Candace Owens. Like, you live by that nonsense, you die by that nonsense. Welcome to the world of the internet. Don't cry victim when the same song and dance comes right back around on you. And this is a classic case of somebody living in a glass house. Understand, if you're on the internet and if you're giving massive, you know, criticisms and theories to other people, eventually somebody's going to do the same to you. Welcome to the internet. Now, how you respond and how you react, that is the key. And quartering is a classic example of that. If he just would have shut up and let the Keno Casino meme on him and roast him, they would have still been memeing and roasting to the same 3,000 people that were always watching them. But now, all of a sudden they have 11,000 people watching them. You know? So, because quartering could not allow the memes, the same memes that he's been living by. Well, now we got this. Laura Loomer is giving back the same exact energy to Candace as Candace has been giving out to everybody else.
Possible to connect dot towards a greater conspiracy that probably doesn't exist. I'll put it that way. But I got a bunch of tweets for you. We'll go through this. And then you decide. Because, my direct response is I don't think any of these people are being paid by the SPLC, but interesting timing nonetheless. I mean, seriously, the SPLC gets this indictment, and then all of a sudden several personalities are like, I don't know if Nick has said anything or why he's not streaming. I don't know, man. But here's the story from...
Well, I mean, seriously, you have to think about this. So, why wouldn't Fuentes be streaming right now when some of the big, objectively, the SPLC story, this story is potentially one of the biggest stories that could uncover everything. Why wouldn't someone that has been calling this bullshit out for years be on top of this, covering it nonstop? Why would Candace be taking a break? Why is Ian Carroll signing offline? Why? It doesn't make sense.
Our favorite website, the Times of India. They said there's a new controversy brewing as Laura Loomer has accused Candace Owens of being paid by the Southern Poverty Law Center. The charge came as the nonprofit was facing serious allegations that it had funded extremist informants. Loomer's pointed statement was quickly spread around the internet, leading to heated responses and speculation about the allegations. Maybe Laura did start.
Look, here's the thing. You can say whatever you want to say about Laura Loomer. One thing that she deserves full credit for is when all of MAGA was in love with Tucker Carlson, me included, she was calling him a fraud the whole time. And she got a ton of heat for that. And guess who was right? She was right. She was right the entire time.
This? I don't know. Maybe she did start it. The narrative grew when social media users shared unverified claims and screenshots they believed showed connections. Some even wondered if other conservatives might be involved. Indeed, actually, I think I've got a video from Matt Walsh that I want to play. And I'll find it somewhere. I got all these tweets pulled up. I had to put them in order. There's that one. Where's that one about...
Tim, you're supposed to be the professional. This is how CobraCast runs. What the hell are we doing, Tim? This is the low-quality cast here. You're supposed to be professional. You're supposed to be a serious channel. You're acting like CobraCast right now. What the hell is this?
Okay, that one's interesting, but do I not have the Matt Walsh pulled up? No. Let me... There's this clip where Matt Walsh was talking about this. It's actually really interesting.
Come on, Tim, get with the program,
because
brother.
He's basically predicting this is what's going to happen. So I got it right here. Actually, let's play this. We'll
Tim is stealing Jeremy's gimmick.
We'll play it for you here.
Because I would never, and this is to show you what type of respectable streamer I am. I would never, ever try to take Tim's gimmick. I would never do that. I would never try to lean into stuff and meme on him. I would never do that. He clearly isn't going to show me the same courtesy, though.
Because unless you're extremely... Now, it's a kind of strategy that's effective because unless you're extremely familiar with how depraved left-wing activists are, it would never occur to you that they're doing any of this.
And we get a video now, because right now it's me reacting to Tim, reacting to Matt Walsh. Can somebody now react to me reacting to Tim, reacting to Matt Walsh? And then I'll react to you reacting to me, reacting to Tim, reacting to Matt Walsh. Let's keep it going.
But they feel a need to do it because otherwise there would be no right-wing hate groups. If the SPLC did not fund them, they would not exist. And then Democrats would lose power and the SPLC would run out of money. Now, it's the same reason that your antivirus software bugs you all the time. If your antivirus software told you the truth, which is that you really don't need to pay for antivirus software anymore, then obviously nobody would subscribe. So instead, they pester you with fake threats and scare tactics. And it's kind of the same principle, except
that's a good analogy, actually. I appreciate that analogy. That is 100% true. That is very on point. Why would it say hey, you're good. You don't even need this service anymore. Nope. It's telling you how you're doomed if you don't re-up right now and let us clean up your computer.
In the case of the SPLC, they were having a substantial effect on American politics. Now, the more you read this indictment, the more you realize how shameless it was. According to the DOJ, the SPLC was paying the same Klan members that it was complaining about by name on its website. So I got to say, as an aside, I'm starting to get a little frustrated because, again, I was also listed on their website of extremists.
And I have a theory too, okay? So I always keep, I always make sure at my house that, and maybe Mossad did this, okay, since I peed on the wall or whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking it was Mossad, but I always make sure to have my house sprayed for roaches, spiders, all of that. I don't want to see a fucking bug in my house. All right. I'll burn this place down if I find a spider. Okay. It ain't worth it. Find a spider, burn it down. Don't want anything to do with it. Nope. Moving, gone. Okay. So I was just like, I've been busy. Let me hire a pesticide company to come out here. Okay. So I pay for the whole shindig. Okay. Whole shindig, like spray everything, murder everything that you see. All right. If it ain't an animal, if it's not a pet, murder it. People and pets, everything else dies instantly. Kill their family, kill their friends, friends. I don't care. Every bug dies. Get the whole shindig, okay? Awesome. Gets it done. I'm like, I'm good. We're good. All good. 2 days later, what do I fucking see in my living room? A fucking spider. And I'm thinking, hold on. I just paid you to come out here. My theory is they released spiders so that I would pay them more money. I think they brought more spiders. I think they brought spiders into my fucking house. I call them. I'm like, bro, you don't get out here in 30 minutes. I'm burning the house down. Come out. Took care of it. But my theory is they brought some spiders because I let them know how much I do not want spiders in my house. I think they dropped spiders in so that I would call them back, have to pay more money. Bullshit. But it worked because I paid more money.
They put me on the list. They had my photo up and everything, and I was on their hate map as somebody who absolutely must be stopped. And yet, for all of this, I wasn't paid a single cent at any point. I served as general hate without any compensation whatsoever. Meanwhile, the KKK wizards were just like raking it in. Now, of course, all kidding aside, SPLC was not offering money to genuine conservatives who are effective at advancing conservatism. The idea was to fund and prop up the alleged right-wingers who were useful to SPLC and the left. And I suspect that soon, whether through this investigation or those to come, we're gonna find out that there are a fair number of alleged conservative figures, the most embarrassing and ridiculous ones, who've been getting paid by the forces they pretend to oppose. There's a symbiotic relationship between left-wing activist groups and the supposedly right-wing grifters. And this relationship has always been obvious. Now we're learning about its financial dimensions.
So Matt Walsh is basically making that insinuation that the Southern Poverty Law Center may be paying people on the right. I'll jump back to this one from.
I think that there's no doubt that this is what's happened. I don't even think it's a question. Now, who that is the question, but did it happen? Absolutely. And I think that all you have to do is think about like who has turned on a dime as soon as Trump got elected. Because here's what happened, in my humble opinion, and I think this is what everyone looked at. Butler happened, and I think everybody that doesn't have severe TDS looked at the situation and said, Trump's going to win. Everybody looked at that and said, Trump is going to win. Okay? We can't beat this guy. He will win. There's nothing we can do now. Okay? Everybody accepted it. So then you had the, Elon and Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and Megyn Kelly and Tucker. Like everybody jumped on the Trump train. Everybody, all the podcast bros, everybody. And of course he won. Okay. They accepted that. Here we are now, whatever we're in to, Trump's first term or second term. And all of these people that were so pro-Trump based on the bandwagon have completely turned on him. What motivates that? Because they all feel the same way. And as I've said, when it comes to the anti-Israel crowd and now this new kind of, anti-Trump crowd of people that supported him, you can't get anybody to agree on anything on the internet. Why, when I start seeing people just line up perfectly with the same opinions, that is not natural. It's definitely not natural on the internet unless there is a motivator behind it. There's got to be a central thing that is motivating these actions. It's got to be. So the question is, who is it that has been paid?
From Laura Loomer in a second. She's talking about how, actually, I'll just throw it in there real quick. For some reason, it's kind of weird.
Scully, and
Candace Owens' lead counsel in her defense against Macron, I guess it's what Laura's reporting, is like a preeminent Zionist, like award-winning Zionist. He dropped off the case when Laura Loomer exposed this. And why does Candace Owens have a Zionist for a lead counsel? I just think that's very strange, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense. You can't be Candace Owens and constantly bashing the Israel and the Jews, and then that information gets revealed. She's a fraud, but she's always been one. I don't think that that's breaking news. That's it. She is. Now, that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve to have a voice. She deserves to have a voice. Everybody should have a voice. Everybody, if you build an audience, go build an audience. And so if these people believe that Candace Owens is telling them the truth, then God bless them. But it is crazy that you believe that Candace, who is on YouTube and being featured on YouTube, featured on all of these sites, that you can't talk about certain topics on, apparently, yet Candace is dominating on these same sites. Doesn't add up.
So Laura tweets, Candace Owens had to abruptly cancel her show today and travel abroad. She never alerted her audience of her travel plans. Interesting how she's fleeing the country the same day I reported that her Zionist Jewish lawyer dropped her ahead of an important deadline in her lawsuit with the Macrons next week. Remember, I exposed her secret trust where she's hiding nearly $12 million in real estate, among other assets. Her other lawyer's firm specializes in bankruptcies. Is she moving her money abroad and hiding assets abroad so she can file for bankruptcy? She's fleeing the country.
Dude, Laura Loomer needs to lean into the true crime element. She needs to flip the script on Candace. She needs to pull the true crime grift with Candace Owens now. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, she's got to do it, man. She's got to.
Interesting. She tweeted, no show today. Sorry. I thought I'd announced I was traveling with my family. See you guys next week. No, there's a bunch of posts. And I don't know. I'm not saying she's funny, but there's a bunch of posts where they're saying one guy posted that he follows all of Candace's shows and she was doing everything like normal with never any insinuation she would take a break. Michael Caputo says, now that we know the SPLC, what they did in Charlottesville, I'm pretty sure they're behind Candace Owens in 2026. Prove me wrong, you can't. And then here's this video. Let's
completely and utterly. All right, you guys, Trump has completely and utterly just betrayed America, the American people. It's very obvious that Tel Aviv is running DC, and it's taken me a long time to process that and to find the words to say what I want to say to Trump. I was, from the moment I saw him on stage at Charlie Kirk's funeral, sickened by him and seeing what's happening in Iran and seeing him go against every promise that he ever made. You have every right to be disgusted with.
Okay, we get it. She's so this guy, Josh Dunlap, says, I think we can officially say Candace is officially not MAGA anymore. I mean, was she ever?
She was
really?
Never. She was never.
So Erica on X says, another one dipping out after the SPLC indictment, highlighting this post from Ian Carroll, who said, in light of David Wilcox's recent tragic death, I just want to check in and say I'm safe and okay, taking a break from the internet for personal reasons. I'll talk about.
This is such a gay tweet, dude. This is so gay. This is so pathetic. You know what's not pathetic, though? Zwanny with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Zwanny. Hail to you. Always supporting the snake pit. Whiskey Niner becomes a new member. Thank you, Whiskey Niner. Pat says, if you make millions a year off of fighting a problem, the last thing you want is for that problem to go away. Happy 250 America for 1776. Let's freaking go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Baronid says, also investigate if any U.S. AIDS funds were sent to the SPLC. Very well said. I'm excited about this, man. I think that this could open the floodgates. It really, really could.
About more soon. Mental health is fine. I'm not suicidal. Love my family and life. I haven't received any threats and have no reason to be concerned for my safety. Just wanted to check in as a lot of homies have reached out concerned. I'll be back soon. God bless all the patriots that are speaking up for truth in these effed up times. Love you all. See you soon. I don't think the SPLC is paying these people, but I do just want to say it's entirely possible somebody is. And I think Matt Walsh is completely correct that we may find
that is a classic Tim Pool fence take right there. I don't think they're paying these guys, but it's entirely possible someone is. Like, what? What?
Find at some point, or I think some people may disappear, and it'll be interesting. The whole political landscape orchestrated. Let me explain why I think there's a possibility.
Politics is a shit show right now, and it is a very, very tough time for people that are not authentic, which is exactly why a lot of these people are jumping ship, because it's getting tough. Do you know who's not jumping ship? Matt Morse, Salty Cracker, Steven Crowder. Those guys aren't jumping ship. Those guys are like, yeah, let's cover all this, you know? Those guys are like, yeah, let's talk about it. And to be fair, so is Tim. As much as I've had problems with Tim, he's not backing down at all.
Here. I hear in the media all the time that the right is violent. I hear from people like Hassan Piker. They say the right are evil, they're terrorists, they're violent. And I'm just sitting here being like, who? But then you get the ADL on their hate watch map. Is that what it is? Their heat map. Sorry, hate watch was SPLC. What is it? Hate, extremism, anti-Semitism, and terror. I don't know, something like that. Heat, they call it. And what happens is you'll be talking to a liberal and they'll say, but the right had that one guy at the church and the right had that guy.
Fuck. John, you're not supposed to expose me. Hey, Jeremy, I have a confession. All the super chats I have given you were funded by the SPLC. Damn it. Yes, I was an SP. Well, first of all, you just misspelled it, John. You misspelled it's the SPLC, but the second time you put SLPC. Agent. So since the jig is up, I can't send you any more super chats. At least no big ones. Happy Jessica. Thank you, John. Oh, man. That is really good. So you got the first one. SPLC, the first one's good. And then the second one is SLPC. So hail to you, John. And Jester is a clown with 5 gifted memberships as well. Thank you. Appreciate it. John can't spell tax. Hail to John freaking Murdoch, who just exposed it all. We're done, boys. We're done. Seriously, there is in a lot of ways, I know that I'm a good grifter from how things happen with the super chats on Rumble and YouTube and all that. I'm truly a bad grifter, though, because there is so much money out there that I do not have anything to do with. And I know this. Like, there is so much money. It's crazy how much money's out there. I talked about the BetterHelp thing. BetterHelp offered me, how much was it? It was thousands and thousands of dollars. It was like, I don't know, was it $5,000 for 3 ad reads over the course of 3 months? I think it was like $5,000. And my channel's not that big. So you have to think about this. BetterHelp offered me like $5,000. I think that's what it was. I can't remember exactly. They offered me like $5,000. Okay. For 3 ad reads for like a minute. That's it. 3 minutes. Now think about all the big channels that read BetterHelp bullshit. There's massive channels that have millions of subscribers. If they're going to pay me, and which I turned it down, I rejected it. But they were going to pay me that. Imagine what they're paying these huge creators. And I see big time creators reading that shit, dude. But yeah, there's a lot of money out there.
In the school. And you know, my responses to all of that, that's not the right. Shut your mouths. Okay. The right is a bunch of conservatives milling about, then even protest.
Filter Finder says BetterHelp thinks Jeremy subs are nuts. That explains it.
You get some guy who is a white supremacist and he kills somebody. And they say, see, the right is violent. And conservatives like retards go, well, it's only one guy. Conservatives, stop being retarded. White supremacists aren't conservatives. That's the point. They've decided that racism is conservatism. And conservatives go, but that's only one. Shut up.
Do you hear Temple? Hey, look at there. Zwani says, thanks for no ads, Jeremy. It's part of the reason I support you. Handsome as well, at least with the beauty filter on. So, like, does that mean I'm not handsome now because there's no beauty filter? But as soon as I turn the beauty filter on, no beauty filter, not handsome. Now, boom, beauty filter on. No blemishes, handsome. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that skin, man. Look at that. Look at that. God, that's fucking terrible, by the way. Let me turn that shit off. Boom. All right. No beauty filter. All right. Go back to being an old man. There we go. It's crazy how that shit looks. Thank you, Zwani.
My response is, there is no mainstream white supremacist conservative movement. Shut your mouths. They're lying. You go to a Trump rally, there's a bunch of gay dudes. The conspiracy theory or the scandal is that a bunch of Republicans are gay and hooking up with like white dudes, hooking up with black dudes and otherwise. And then you're going to be like, yes, but if a white supremacist commits an act of terror, that's
I don't know what the fuck Tim is talking about right now. I got completely lost. What the hell is he talking about?
Racism is conservative. But it's only one guy. Conservatives, stop being retarded. White supremacists aren't conservatives. That's the who is a white supremacist protest is a bunch of conservatives. And right had that one guy happens in their heat map. Sorry,
okay,
Hate Watch was SPLC.
Here we go. Okay.
What is it? Hate, extremism, anti-Semitism, and terror. I don't know, something like that. Heat, they call it. And what happens is you'll be talking to a liberal and they'll say, but the right had that one guy at the church and the right had that guy in the school. And you know my responses to all of that? That's not the right. Shut your mouths. Okay?
Okay.
The right is a bunch of conservatives milling about, then even protest. You get some guy who is a white supremacist and he kills somebody. And they say, see, the right is violent. And conservatives like retards go, well, it's only one guy. Conservatives, stop being retarded. White supremacists.
I don't know if that's like, I get the argument he's making, but I don't necessarily know if that's the default answer. Like most people say that, no, that is not a conservative or a MAGA supporter. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of usually the default. I get the point he's trying to make there, but I don't necessarily agree.
Just aren't conservatives. That's the point. They've decided that racism is conservatism. And conservatives go, but that's only one. Shut up. My response is, there is no mainstream white supremacist conservative movement. Shut your mouths. They're lying. You go to a Trump rally, there's a bunch of gay dudes. The conspiracy theory or the scandal is that a bunch of Republicans are gay and hooking up with like white dudes, hooking up with black dudes and otherwise. And then you're going to be like, Yes, but if a white supremacist commits an act of terror, that's the same thing as the Republican Party.
This took a weird turn, man. I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now. Like, this is where he's lost me completely, and I don't know what he means. Why is he talking about white dudes and black dudes? What the hell?
Huh? You want to know about the Democrats? Yeah. Okay. Mainstream Democrats actually march alongside and defend Antifa. That's it. And Antifa commits acts of violence. That's what I'm mad about. And you want to talk about communists and all that? Okay,
I get that.
Hassan Piker, which is on the New York Times.
Okay, Tim, we're done. Okay, we're done. All right. So at the end of the day, all right, this was all like this video was supposed to be about Candace Owens and Ian Carroll and Fuentes and other people potentially getting paid by the Southern Poverty Law Center. I don't know what Tim's talking about right now. I have no idea. What I do know is, thank God it's Friday, okay?
What's going on? Thank God it's Friday. What's going on?
Get out of here, Candace. We don't want you up in here. Nobody likes you, Candace. And in fact, I'm going to risk it, okay? John freaking Murdoch for 50 says from earlier, Jeremy has no morals tax. I do wish the Super Chats had a post-edit feature so I could correct my bad spelling. Oh, and I'm still an SLPC agent retired. Let's freaking go. Now you're retired. I appreciate the information there. All right, so since John's here, I got a video I'm going to play. It's a new JD Advance clip. Okay, are you guys ready for this? This could be part of the intro. I've got to see if the stream gets hit for this, okay? But we're an hour in, so I can play it. Okay, so we've got a new JD Advanced clip. Are you guys ready for this one? Okay. YouTube, this is AI, not me. But the clip that I am playing is AI YouTube. Don't get mad at me. But here we go. JD Advanced in the house.
Hey, America! Daddy's got a new toy? I'm about to show you what peak male performance looks like. Let's go! Please and thank you! That counts! Let's go again! Who put that there? Nailed it! Woo!
It's at the point where I feel like JD Advance is a real person. I'm disappointed every time I get done watching a JD Advanced video. I get really upset when I realize he's not a real person, because this is kind of like back in the day when I was a kid and I was watching wrestling, you know, and then I found out wrestling wasn't real. It was like a letdown. I feel like this happens every time that I watch a JD Advanced video, and then I have to deal with the reality that he's not real. And that bothers me, because if anything, I wish that he was real, like Israel. Okay. All right, where are we at here? Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Baba Yogi says, I'm just here for the stupidity of the world. Jeremy might be a tard, but at least he's not a fig like Eric K. Mod lives matter, except one. Damn. Mod Eric catching strays. Disco Stu says, when is Dan Bass going to float to America on a raft made out of garbage and come to a meetup? pretty much going to try to get that done one of these days. Okay. One of these days. I'm hoping so anyway. Phil says, breaking, a Tennessee House just passed a bill allowing the use of deadly force to protect your property. The bill now heads to the governor's desk for signature. Hell yeah, man. Happy to hear that. That is perfect. That's exactly how it should be. Crazy Clown Town says, for the ungrateful hate watcher tax, Jeremy is our Cobra commander and the only trusted news source. Sabaton for the ladies. Look at there. Thank you. Oh, love your profile picture too. Steel Leg of History says, I can't thank you enough for all of your support and kindness through these past few days. It's been really rough. My bed frame broke and I've been sleeping on a broken bed. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, like for me, like, I mean, back in the day, like I just threw a mattress on the floor back in the day. You know what I mean? I didn't even want a bed frame. Just threw a mattress on the floor. Like, guys are very simple. Like, we just need a bed to throw on the floor, a TV, and a video game system, and a microwave. That's pretty much all we need in our younger days. That's it, man. Bed, throw it on the floor, TV, video game system, microwave. We're good. All good. That's it. Alex says, WWE is torture, yet I still watch it. Ugh. Meta PC promo code 199. Thank you. Beastie Man says, Jeremy, are you okay? Jeremy, are you okay? Are you okay, Jeremy? I'm about to watch Michael in several minutes from now. LFG, hail. You're going to love it, man. You're going to love it. Little Jim Taylor says, Jeremy, did you leave the country like these other streamers? Are you visiting the wall? Mossad isn't paying you to be a racist. SPLC could be helpful. I am not, unfortunately, because I'm not getting on a plane anytime soon. Well, maybe sooner than I want. But Bumblebee says, get better and rich tax. Heel Reps says, grifting. Jeremy, say it ain't so. My whole audience is going to abandon me now. Little Jim Taylor says, I thought you worked retail. You ain't no grifter. Vault 199 says, you care about super chats more than chicken nuggets? Well, I the only way I can buy chicken nuggets is to get super chats. So by default, I have to care about the super chats in order to care about the chicken nuggets. Phil says, when did Melanie transition and show up on Piers Morgan? Damn. Vault 199 says, Satanic Panic 2 is off to a poor start. Thanks, Russie. Beardo's Oriental Vince, what is this? Cuisine? What the hell is this? Candace sounds rough. Lapco says, hey, Jer, been reading up on hypnosis and decided to try it out. Once you read this super chat, you won't be able to tell 5 from $500 super chats apart. Is that true? Somebody send me a $500 super chat and let me check and see if I can tell the difference. Now, I'm just trying to test the theory, okay? I'm not trying to do that for grifting purposes. I'm just trying to test the theory because I care about what Lapco is saying right here. So I care deeply, okay? So, you know, that, dude, that is a good grift right there. That's a good one. Here, might as well make it an even grand. You've earned it. Maga Mike says, Fuentes just slammed Trump on his deportation numbers, 3 million just last year, by the way, while also telling his followers to vote Democrat. He's an op. Southeastern Kaiju says, funny how Candace and Nick are in Italy. That's where Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of Dems fled to during Trump's first term. Coincidence? I think not. Chad says, Candace's lawyer might have told her to stop making stupid videos. Maybe. I doubt it, though. Orbital 1970 Goat says, Jeremyception going on here. Marcus Holiday says, off topic, but is Xbox new CEO doing good or bad or too early to tell? I mean, I would say right now she's trending in a good direction, but it's still a little too early to tell. However, I think that's a discussion we're going to have on Tuesday night's main event this Tuesday because she is making some waves. So there is a discussion to be had about Xbox's new CEO. So that is a good topic. Andy Plays Game says, insects are animals too, Jer. Grandis Potato says, for every spider you kill, 10 more are watching. I know. Look up, Johnny Whiskas says, look up Vin Garoon. You'll want those around because they'll eat bugs you hate. If you kill it, your house will reek of strong vinegar. Lapco says, aha, Al Sharpton's been paying Jeremy to say all those gamer words for years. I knew it. Busted. Flag Ninja says SCLP tax. PLSC tax, says Granite of Potatoes. Sith Lord says the SPLC. Fuck, you guys have got me all twisted up now. I'm forgetting how the right way to say it now because of John freaking Murdoch. The SPLC investigation will lead to Obama's treason. The firing squad was reinstated to the next day. No coincidences. I wanted an investigation into Barack Hussein Obama's chef. That's what I want an investigation into. And I don't know why we aren't hearing more about that. Investigate his gay chef that ended up dead. That's what we need more info. So there you have it. Kai Guy says, I think Tim is just telling conservatives to stop ceding ground to leftist narratives. The way he's explaining it is just really confusing. That's fair. John freaking Murdoch says, sorry, Jeremy. Since the management is under indictment, I can't do $500 super chats anymore. If the hypnosis works, this works, then this will be $1,000. More typos from John. John Typo Murdoch is what I'm going to call you from now on. John Typo Murdoch for 10 or for 1,000 or whatever it is. I can't even tell anymore. Justin Horton says, so true about floor mattress. TV plus gaming and microwave, literally every young man's life, or at least it should be. Damn right. Damn right. Let's see. Laughing Man, who is mad at me because I was supposed to get on a phone call with him last weekend. Laughing Man, tomorrow. Are you free tomorrow, Laughing Man? Okay? If you're free, just let me know. John freaking Murdoch says typos are my thing now. Yep. 100%. Lapco, I got that one. Son of, how does Beardo say this? When wish. This is the real JD Advance. The actual VP is AI. Now, I like that theory. Lapco says some Alabama boy can't even pronounce wrestling. B Ounce says, do you guys have racing stripes too? Oops, wrong, Jeremy. Dark Red Knight says, you watched the Hulk Hogan doc yet? I watched the first episode and it was really good. Hopefully I can get through the rest of them tonight. But yeah, the Hulk Hogan documentary, so far so good. Really enjoying it. And but I haven't gotten through the whole thing. Summer, what's up? Summer says, I did not enjoy the new JD Advance thing at all. I was sad. Being honest, that's all. It was dangerous in a bad way. And I love you, Jeremy. See that? She loves me. And that's okay if you can disagree with anything I do, as long as you end it like that and you're a female. You're not allowed to say that. You get banned if you're a dude and you say that in my chat. Okay. But Summer's cool. Okay. Bearded Storm Shadow says SPLCECT. Find out what it means to me. Holy shit, you guys. What the hell are we doing? Fired Up Gaming says he's using the AJ playbook and using the extremes to make a point. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, saw the MJ movie today after you talked it up yesterday. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Big actually made an excellent recommendation. The Michael movie, fantastic. I think it's going to be a huge success. Nips Litter says, ultimately, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this is how the internet operates. Bottom line, end of discussion. Are all of these my sayings? I know I say at the end of the day a lot. When it's all said and done, this is how the internet operates. Bottom line, these are my fucking lines, right? The fact that these are my lines, this is generally what I fucking say. Generally speaking, you forgot that one. I say that one a lot too. Don't forget. Well, whatever says, every time Jeremy says Ian Carroll, I think of that crazy woman who says you're interesting to talk to. Oh yeah. That crazy loon. Miniature Von Think says, what do you think of the coincidence that both Candace, Owens, and Nick Fuentes both booked last second out of U.S. trips without telling their audience right after the SPLC indictment? Yep, we did cover that. I think that there's definitely something to it. I'm sorry, man, but there's absolutely something to this. It's just like, this is such a big story. Why wouldn't you completely capitalize off of this? Look at there. Look who's chimed in. Marjorie Trader Brown. President Trump hates women he can't control, who don't worship him, women who actually worship God and who are more intelligent than he is. Women like Candace Owens. Imagine saying that, dude. Like, imagine saying that. Holy shit. This cruel post about Candace looks like something Laura Loomer would conjure up as she gives Trump his talking points. So wait a minute. So now Trump is controlled by Laura Loomer. I thought it was Russia. Oh, wait, no. I thought it was Israel. Oh, I thought it was Netanyahu. Oh, I thought it was... now he's back to being controlled by random podcasters and talking heads. Like, what the hell are we talking about here? Trump refused to support the women who were victims of Epstein. Oh, no. We're back to that. We're back to the Me Too 2.0 movement. He called me a traitor for supporting them and not bowing to him. He's attacking Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens. Good Lord. I'm not even going to read all of this shit. But yeah, so she's mad about this post right here. Uses rich white men. I didn't even catch that the first time. So Candace Owens lies. Uses rich white men. I didn't even see that the first time. That's fantastic. Do you want to know who Trump really is? I saw this interview and I bookmarked it so we could play it. This is who Donald Trump is, okay? Right here. Listen to this, okay? Ron DeSantis on a full redemption arc. Here we go right here. Listen to this.
To what extent do you think you should have been more aggressive in attacking him?
Well, that's the thing. So we're friends now.
Yeah.
He tells me, he's like, you should have attacked me. He's like, you never attacked me.
Trump tells DeSantis, you should have attacked me more. This is who Trump is, man.
To what extent do you think you should have been more aggressive in attacking him?
Well, that's the thing. So we're friends now.
Yeah.
He tells me, he's like, you should have attacked me. He's like, you never attacked me. And part of the reason I didn't, I mean, honestly, I like him. I mean, like, I know when you're in the he'll throw pot shots at you, whatever, but that's all just politics. I was aligned with him, in his first term. I was aligned with him on most of his major policies. We did have a difference over COVID. I mean, he obviously kept Fauci on. I was a big critic of Fauci. So there were some.
Well, and when he said
Trump is him, bro. Trump is him. And this is why, listen, DeSantis fucked up bad. You do not go after Donald Trump. You just don't. You will never win that fight. Trump is a fucking machine that will destroy anything in his path. Trump is basically a real life Terminator. And his programming is you attacking him. Once you attack Trump, he is programmed to destroy everything in his path to get to you. That's it. And the moment you attack Trump, you are programming him to destroy you. End of discussion. That's who he is. And that's what he did to DeSantis. He destroyed DeSantis. DeSantis had no chance. Go ahead and play Vince McMahon. No chance in hell, because you didn't have a chance. But the fact that he's talking about this is awesome. And, that Trump said after the fact, you should have attacked me more. That's Trump. But he's always counterpunching everybody. So for Marjorie Trader Brown to sit there and do this crap. No, you know what Trump likes? Trump likes strong people, whether they're women or men. He likes strong people that can withstand the fight. But he doesn't like people that take pot shots at him and then can't handle the counterpunch. Now, credit where credit's due, because DeSantis could have been a bitch about this. Because let's be real, dude. DeSantis got annihilated by Trump. Like, it was bad. This wasn't just like a typical, like, standard win. Like, Trump took DeSantis, who had some political momentum, who had a lot of clout, and he destroyed him. Like, he ended him. Now, to DeSantis's credit, DeSantis could be bitter about this. He could be bitter, and he could be taking pot shots at Trump. He could be leaning into all of these people that are anti-Trump. He's not. He's handling it very well. And that's a credit to him. But so Trump likes people that are strong. Weak people that attack him and then play the victim afterwards is bullshit. So it's just, so Marjorie Trader Brown saying this, I think it's hilarious. She has nothing. She has absolutely nothing. And yeah, look at that. She's talking about this picture. She's upset about this picture. Guess what? She took the photo to sue her landlord. Before that, she sued her high school. Opportunist, shame on you. Yes, the core photo is a selfie that Candace Owens took herself. She submitted it along with other documentation as evidence of her 2017 lawsuit against her former landlord. So there you have it right there. She uploaded it herself. But now, apparently, Trump's the bad guy for using the picture she uploaded herself. There you have it. Typical victim mentality. Nonsense from Marjorie Trader Brown. Hilarious, to say the least. Busted. Yep. Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I've been watching you all evening, and I want to tear you apart.
I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for a big mic appearance. Holy crap. That was scary. Very, very scary. Woo! I'm just trying to move on at this point. There's nothing else to say. We don't want to talk about that anymore. That was very terrifying. And that's probably what the chef had. That was probably the final image that the Obama chef had, unfortunately. And I mean, if you've done any research on that at all, it's pretty obvious what happened with that situation, that Barack Hussein Obama allegedly was having a gay relationship with the chef. And then the chef ended up dead in was it Martha's Vineyard or whatever? Is that where that was? Or was it the Hamptons or something like that? Maybe that's the same place. I don't know. It's that ritzy fucking place. I don't grift enough to make enough money to go up there. So just surfing though. Yeah, but he was in the lake behind their house, and nobody's talking about it. But do you know what they're talking about? They're talking about Donald Trump taking a picture with Jeffrey Epstein 30 fucking years ago. That's it. That's it. Summer says, Jeremy, you tickle me when you read my super chats. My next super chat, I will say nothing, and I hope you laugh. I love you, Jeremy. Look at that. All right. Let's go. That's a good super chat right there. That's what I'm talking about. This always shocks me right here. Props to you and the team. This guy genuinely hated my guts for a long time. Like, genuinely. And now he's very supportive from time to time. It's not a lot, but from time to time. So I really appreciate it. You genuinely did not like me, probably for valid reasons, but I really appreciate it, man. Every time I see you compliment me, I think back, I'm like, dude, you used to hate me so bad. So, and when I say hate, like, I'm not trying to imply you hated me per se, but you definitely did not like me, which I do appreciate that you're here. You know, he finally got there. Lapco says, I'm sure that chef tossed many a salad for Barry. Fucking hell. Oh no. Let's see. I generally don't like ignorant forklift drivers. Some are okay. That was a good one right there. Oh, we don't like you either, Jeremy. That was mean. Yeah, he still hates you. He probably does. He probably does. But I appreciate the very, very nice compliment that he left. So thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know what that means, says Johnny Blaze. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know how to judge what you're saying. So I am very curious about that. Now, what is this right here? They're getting desperate. So this is Jesse Waters says they're getting desperate.
Pakistan's back on. Whit Kush arrives tomorrow in Islam.
I didn't know this. Okay. So Pakistan's back on? Witkoff and Kushner are showing up to Pakistan?
Alert, Pakistan's back on. Whit Kush arrives tomorrow in Islamabad.
I can confirm Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be off to Pakistan again tomorrow morning to engage in talks, direct talks intermediated by the Pakistanis, who have been incredible friends and mediators throughout this entire process, with representatives from the Iranian delegation. Look.
Wow, you have been out of the loop. Well, today I have been out of the loop, but yeah, I was not aware of this. So I have been out of the loop for the day.
The Iranians reached out, as the president called on them to do, and asked for this in-person conversation.
Vance is on standby and will go to close. JD's counterpart, the head of the parliament, has been sidelined. They're playing good cop, bad cop. Deal or no deal, Pete's ready for war.
Our blockade is only growing and going global. And as the president said, we have all the time in the world. Iran has a historic chance to make a serious deal, and the ball is in their court. Either way, the War Department stands ready for what comes next, locked and loaded.
The commander-in-chief's given out shoot-to-kill orders, so the Mosquito fleet better watch their six.
President Trump has authorized the United States Navy to destroy any Iranian fast boats that attempt to put mines in the water or disrupt passage through the Strait of Hormuz, to shoot and kill. Our commanders have clear rules of engagement. If Iran is putting mines in the water or otherwise threatening American commercial shipping or American forces, we will shoot to destroy. No hesitation, just like the drug boats in the Caribbean.
The Navy currently undertaking a major minesweeping operation in the Gulf with the best tech money can buy.
That involves unmanned underwater vehicles, which are essentially, looks like a torpedo, essentially, and it, transits the certain area with side-scan sonar, synthetic aperture sonar, and it looks for any sort of shapes in the water. It's not an easy task. You got to remember that this danger hazard area that the Iranians haphazardly and irresponsibly laid some of these mines, it's about 540 square miles of water space. So it's not going to happen overnight.
On top of that, Central Command's assembled the biggest buildup of naval power since the Iraq War. 3 aircraft carriers, the USS Ford, Lincoln, and now the Bush, are in theater.
Did he say aircraft? Did he say aircraft? Just saying. Okay.
First time in 2 decades. They come with 200 aircraft on board and 15,000 sailors and Marines. And they're getting their protein in. CENTCOM says the men are eating over 12,000 eggs a day. Soon,
all right,
the USS
laughing man.
Boxer,
Deal.
along with its 4,500 Marines and sailors, will join the party with a fresh fleet of Ospreys. Meanwhile, the Iranians, just a couple hundred Persian seamen and beat-up Boston whalers with Soviet-era AK-47s.
The IRGC specifically has been reduced to a gang of pirates with a flag. They cloak their aggression in slogans, but the world now sees them for what they are: criminals on the high seas. They know that we.
So if anything is actually going to happen tomorrow, I'll probably won't be able to go live until this same time tomorrow night. So I will go live tomorrow, but don't expect like a middle of the day stream from me. But tomorrow night, expect me to go live.
The United States of America control the flow of global shipping, and we know that they know. Their real navy is at the bottom of the Arabian Gulf.
We're squeezing them like a vice. The blockades turned around 34 ships and counting, and the one that didn't turn around, now property of Uncle Sam.
Aaron James says Trump wants peace in the Middle East as his legacy. And honestly, like, think about that. If Trump doesn't do it, who will? Now, my concern on that is that's all awesome. But if the wrong leadership takes over after Trump, then it's all for nothing. And that is the big concern. I don't doubt that Trump can pull this off. I believe Trump can do this 100%. But I don't have faith in whoever takes over after Trump can sustain that. And that is the concern right there.
The destroyer disabled the Tuska's engine by firing 9 inert rounds from the destroyer's Mark 45 5-inch guns. The vessel then reported issues with their engine, went dead in the water, and began to comply with U.S. directions and orders. Via helicopters, U.S. Marines maneuvered quickly to the disabled ship, boarded her from fast ropes via helicopter infiltration methods, and took custody of the ship. The ship and her crew remain safe in U.S. custody today.
We took 2 more Iranian shadow tankers this week. One of them, the Tiffany, it's the same size as an aircraft carrier.
U.S. military forces and law enforcement forces also went to the ship via rotary wing platforms, fast roped onto her deck, and secured her.
Yeah, some of this is from a couple days ago. Some of these clips that they're putting in, I think, are.
After the ship was secured, a Navy control team is comprised of sailors led by a boarding officer that assumes control of a seized ship in order to secure the crew, the cargo, and the vessel.
That ship was loaded with 2 million barrels of Iranian crude.
Oh, there's a briefing this morning too. Okay, see, I missed that.
Desperate.
So
they just brought one of their old rusty tankers out of retirement because they're running out of space to store oil. They have to store it somewhere, and they can't shut down the well without damaging what's underneath. The regime's bleeding cash. Friday is payday, and they're garnishing the guards' checks. The country's already facing hyperinflation and mass unemployment, and every day we take a $400 million bite out of their budget. Might not sound like a lot to us, but for them, it's like bombing their banks. Operation Economic Fury intensifying. Treasury just froze $350 million in Iranian crypto. And this is significant. Trump sanctioning the Chinese, their sugar daddy, a major Chinese refinery, and 40 shippers for buying the mullah's black market oil.
do we have an exact date on when Trump is going to China? I think we do, but I don't know if that's changed or what. I'm pretty sure we had an exact date. That's going to be incredibly interesting because I believe Trump wants to have all of his negotiation power when he goes to China. I think Trump wants everything worked out by that point in time.
The regime isn't even trying to win the war. It can't. It never could. They're just trying to hang on to power.
Within the regime, they're facing a massive water crisis, a massive currency crisis, and an opposition that's been on the streets 7 times in recent years, including most recently a few months ago, where hundreds of thousands of people were on the streets yelling death to the dictator, and the regime had to slaughter its way through that protest. So that is not a regime that is...
Yeah, I know it's in May. I just didn't know if we had an exact date of when in May that he's going.
Strong. That is a regime that is losing all its offensive capabilities and
May
its internal
14th,
control
15th
over its people.
Trump turned a ceasefire into a cage. Iran can't escape. They can't buy or sell anything to the world, and all their factories are flattened. So their economy can never come back without a deal. The regime's completely fractured and dysfunctional. The gay Ayatollah lost his leg and can't.
He always refers to him as the gay Ayatollah. It's so great. It's so great.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
Talk because his lips are so burned, he needs a face without a deal. The regime's completely fractured and dysfunctional. The gay Ayatollah lost his leg and can't talk because his lips are so burned, he needs a facelift. The country went from a fearsome regional power to a gang of pirates. The leader even has a peg leg. We control the clock. All Trump has to do to win is wait. It's the opposite of a forever war, where we fought forever and never won. Now, we just have to wait until the enemy says, that's it, you won. Iran can either surrender, go broke, or go back to fighting. Every option ends with them losing. Iran's got another set of problems: coups, revolutions, a Kurdish invasion. And we're using their infrastructure as a bargaining chip. With the assets that we have in the region, a max pressure campaign looms. The 82nd Airborne could parachute into Karg Island. The Marines could assault the shoreline and hold key islands. We're prepared to conduct major combat operations at a scale we haven't even seen yet. That means completely finishing off the Mosquito fleet, missiles, comms, radars, and a new layer of leadership. The regime's completely in control of its own fate. It's up to them to choose war or peace. Secretary Hegseth was asked about war and peace today. And
Well, see, and this is an interesting perspective to have because, again, it's the patient, like Trump, in my opinion, and again, I will only say in my opinion because I don't have all of the information, but I'm using common sense and logic that Trump is, and, Hegseth and everybody involved with the operations, they're trying to limit the casualties as little as possible. So they're essentially trying to let the clock run out without being overly aggressive, not putting our troops in harm's way, not getting any civilians caught up in this in Iran. That is the common sense approach to this, and it makes complete sense. Now you have the panicans that are every day just freaking out because the panicans don't care about having a thorough approach to minimizing the loss of life. Simple as that.
here's what he said.
You changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
Oh,
Would you
God.
consider changing the name again to the Department of Peace?
It's a great question, actually.
Thank you.
You go from defense to war because you want to be proactive about peace through strength. When you fight a war the right way, the idea is on the other side, you bring about peace. That is what we'd like to see the most. We are the guarantor of the safety and security of not just of our country, but of a lot of people in this world.
In 6 weeks, we've set the enemy's nuke program back decades. All 3 nuke sites are buried underneath mountains of rubble. Their nuclear scientists are all dead. Their Navy, Air Force, air defense is gone. Their economy's in ruins. The Arab world turned against them, and their proxies aren't popping. The regime's never been weaker, isolated, and we have them totally surrounded. And the president has an ironclad commitment to taking the dust. And he says he won't be rushed into a bad deal. So this weekend, let's just say, could be interesting. Be sure to
It
like
will
and subscribe.
be interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Now, again, like I said, depending on what time everything happens tomorrow, it'll be a late stream for me again. But Sunday I should be good to go all day. Something else I want to address is somebody I've mentioned on this channel many times because I've been a fan of this person since his college days at Florida, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of him at the time. But one of the most genuine human beings on the planet is Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow just lost his father. And his post on social media is one of the most inspiring posts you will ever see. Okay? This right here, this guy is so genuine. Heaven ushered in a hero of the faith last night as my dad was welcomed home. Many will say sorry for your loss, but the truth is he's not lost. We know exactly where he is. He's home forever. I asked him, scroller here, right here. So I asked him last night what he looked forward to most about heaven, and he simply said, Jesus. He couldn't wait to see Jesus face to face. Praise God that his wait is over. Death has been swallowed up in victory. He's healed and whole now. So we don't mourn him as those with no hope. So we don't mourn him as those with no hope. See you soon, Dad. What an awesome post. What an awesome post. Like, this guy is so legit. And I want you to hear this right here about him talking about his dad right here. This is unbelievable, actually.
Dad was in an underground pastors conference in a country where faith isn't really allowed. And so he's meeting with these pastors underground so they don't get arrested and they can go back to their communities and minister. And in that underground location, men came in with 4 little girls and started to auction off these 4 little girls to all of the men that are in this place. And one of the reasons why my dad's one of my greatest heroes and role models, he just can't look the other way. He just goes, no. He took out all the money in his wallet, which was $1,250 for the rest of his trip and to get home. And he purchased the freedom of those 4 girls. And he called me afterwards. I said, hey, Dad, how's the trip going? How you doing? And he said, I'm doing okay. What are you up to? And he said, I just purchased the freedom of 4 girls. I'm like, what are you talking about, Dad? Not long after I got to fly to that location, you show up and you're thinking all these thoughts like, this is like Taken and Liam Neeson, and this is cartels and it's crime families and all of this. By that time, we even had more kids. And by that time, you realize most of these children were sold by their family. One of the first girls that I got to meet, she didn't make enough money one day. And so when she got home, her mom, in such a place of desperation, took her and boiled out her eye.
Boiled out her eye?
Boiled out her eye. My dad is one of the most courageous people I've ever met in my life. If one day I could ever get to a 10th of his courage, it would be a good day. I think his belief, his faith in Christ, that propels him, and the confidence and the hope that it gives him.
Yeah, so the Tebows are just awesome people. And
my dad would go into places and they would say, hey, if you share, then we want you to know we'll kill you. And he would get up and still tell people how much God loves them. There's a guy that shows up to where my dad's preaching and he has a machete and he walks from the back to the front. And my dad just starts feeling compelled to talk about forgiveness. And by the time he gets to the front, he says, I want to ask for your forgiveness because I was sent here to kill you. I wanted to ask if you would forgive me. And I think one of the greatest things I could say about my dad is he gave the majority of his adult life to help people that could never do anything for him. And my mom, both of them were willing to go to the mission field with 4 kids. They were willing to live out that faith in a way that I've never had to. I never have. They've done it with such courage and conviction that it's why they're such heroes to me.
So the bottom line here is, first of all, Tim Tebow is awesome. And I've said that many, many times, but the bottom line on it is a man and a woman raising a child in a foundation of Christianity is always the best path. It's not an automatic win. It doesn't mean everything is going to turn out perfectly, but it's truly the best shot that any family will have. There is no argument for that. Now you can pick out, bad situation here, bad situation there, whatever. But when you're talking about statistically speaking, that is the best path forward. And that is what is trying to be destroyed by all of this crap from Hollywood, from politicians, specifically on the left, but a lot on the right. A lot of these institutions with the SPLC, what they're doing, a lot of this money, a lot of these people that are trying to tear things apart. That's the problem. Because ultimately, a strong foundation and a strong family unit and raising strong kids that can do, the best for themselves and not have to rely on handouts is truly the worst case scenario for the powers that be. They don't like that. And MAGA does represent a lot of that. MAGA represents the American dream. MAGA represents put on your boots and get to work. Do it yourself. Build your own path. And they hate that message. They can't stand that message. Drives them crazy. And that's one of the main reasons that Trump is so hated, and that not only he is hated, but his message is hated, along with Christianity and Jesus's message. They hate the idea of people being responsible for their own actions and their own path. And on top of that, I did see this right here. I don't know where this statistic comes from per se, but I did see that there was a statistic, if I can find it really quickly. And it's the exact thing that we here in America want to see more of. Gosh, where was it at? I hope it didn't get deleted, but now I'm trying to fill in time here so I can actually find it. Leading Report tweeted it out. And I know a lot of the times Leading Report posts kind of crap, but let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Right here it is, okay? The desire to move to the U.S. has dropped to an all-time low per The Hill. This is what I voted for right here. This is what I voted for. Thank you. I want the desire to move to the U.S. to drop to an all-time low. We don't want you. All right. There it is. There's Josiah right there, aka illegal immigrants realizing they can't just sneak into the country whenever they want. This is a great statistic. Your terms are acceptable. Exactly. Your terms are acceptable. We don't want anyone to feel like you can just come into the United States. We want people that want to work, that want to earn it, that want to put forward the effort that is involved. And if you're just somebody that's freeloading and going like, oh, yeah, we can go in there and we can get all these benefits. You know what? Under Joe Biden, those numbers were very high. We want those numbers very low. So simple as that right there. That's a very good stat. I'm very, very happy about that one. Let's see. Pyro Fusion Dancer for 20 says that you've often asked about the screaming meme woman. Her name is Jana. I don't know how to say her last name. Fled to Australia in 2017. Still there today. Occasionally repost propaganda on Blue Sky. She has a YouTube channel with 22 subscribers. Is this true? Okay, now I got to look this up. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Hang on. Is that her? There's no fucking way. This is her?
MA 2017 is back.
This is her. Is this her?
The theme this year is disruptive entrepreneurship. You'll hear from leading experts and successful entrepreneurs.
Dude, whoa, buddy.
About the latest innovations in disruptive business models. I'll be talking about how you can create exceptional experiences and services for your customers. So join me October 4th through the 7th. Go to MA 2017.
That's amazing. This is awesome information, sir. Now I've got to do some. All right. We got to do some more research here. Okay. So she's only got 10 subscribers. She's got 10 subscribers. If that's really her. So that is crazy. This is an hour long. Where's she at?
Well, as we're
Oh, there she is.
having people come in, I'd like to welcome everybody to this webinar that's supported by Employee Ownership Australia. This webinar is Employee Ownership, So What? And
that's crazy. There she is. Somebody's got this right here.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald. With a gracious aid.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
We will face challenges.
There's so much potential
but we will get the job done.
for beauty and for
Every 4 years
devastation.
we gather
In
on
this
these
one
steps
moment, it's
to
almost
carry out the
incomprehensible that they can
peaceful
exist
transfer of
right now.
power.
It's so
And we are grateful
so
to
close.
President
Boy, oh boy, there you got. That's crazy. That's information I did not think I was going to be able to find out. Thank you so much, Pyrofusion Dancer. Greatly appreciate that information. Don't go after her. Don't bombard her comment section, but that's good information. Eric K says Jeremy's favorite word. He says most is I've never said I don't know what you're talking about. VJ the Vigilant says, just tagged you on something on Twitter, Jeremy. All right, I'll check it out. Green Sage says, I think it would be pretty cool if CobraCast was on Spotify. Love your stuff. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Buff for Booty says, at this point, Nick Saban and a fleet of future pro players on Lake Tuscaloosa boat could secure the Strait of America. RIP Tebow dad, made a good son. Absolutely. Nouris says, hey, Jeremy, love the show as always. After 15 years, I get to finally play my backwards compatible PS3 again after its resurrection. Happy weekend. Dan Vask somewhere is smiling at this comment right here. Dan Vask is extremely happy to hear that. I can tell you right now. He may even pop up in the chat. He might even pop up in the chat. What is this right here? Okay, Bill Maher predicts that Trump will finally get his revenge at the White House Correspondents' Dinner tomorrow night. Is that tomorrow night? So, okay, let's hear this. Hang on.
But you know, the president traditionally, I mean, this is why Trump, a lot of people say this is why he ran for president in the first place, because he was at the one where Obama just tore him a new asshole from the podium. And now he's going to get a chance to say all sorts of insulting things to the press, just like any one of his press conferences. So it's not really that different.
That is true. Like, Trump talking bad to the press, like that's pretty much just par for the course. This isn't like anything crazy. So the White House dinner's tomorrow, says Greg Kirby. Okay. Well, that's definitely something we're going to cover tomorrow night on CobraCast, 100%, because that will be very, very, very fun to cover because Trump is going to command the room like he always does. And I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say. So I'm looking forward to that, actually. That's going to be good. Yes, please. Oh, yeah, I will 100% cover that. No doubt. Scully says, oh, good. Oh, yeah, definitely. It will happen. What is this right here? Okay. Hang on. Holy crap. The list of high-ranking informants allegedly paid by SPLC allegedly just aired on Fox, and it's damning. Okay, what now? Hold on.
They were paying informants to infiltrate some of these groups that they called extremists to gather information, dig up information, and report back to them. Here's a list of some high-ranking informants allegedly paid by the Southern Poverty Law Center. One of them is called Imperial Wizard of the United Klans of America, chat group organizer of Unite the Right Rally, a top fundraiser for the Neo-Nazi National Alliance, National Socialist Movement officer of the Aryan Nations affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club. That's a mouthful.
Do you realize that this would not be happening if Trump didn't win? Like, it's that simple. Like, cut all the bullshit out of it and simply just think about if Trump didn't win, you never find out about this. That's how corrupt the system is. It's that simple. You would never, ever know about this. So, people can, cry about X, Y, or Z and say this isn't happening or that isn't happening. The bottom line is cut all the bullshit out of it. This is what it's all about. You would not know about this if Trump didn't win. Bottom line. What the hell? Bro, AI is out of control. This is completely unrelated to most of the stuff that I talk about, like on this channel anyway. But this is crazy. AI is completely out of control. General Grievous pawns his saber collection. What the hell?
I have items to pawn.
All right, let's see what you got. Okay, so these are lightsabers.
Correct.
So where'd you get them?
Estate sale.
Estate sale.
The previous owners no longer needed them. I've been a collector for many years. It is a great passion of mine. Each lightsaber has a story, a history. There is a certain thrill to the acquisition. It is rewarding.
Right, so this is a pretty big collection. What has you looking to sell them?
I have a lung condition. The Separatist health plan does not cover it.
Oh.
So I must sell my collection.
That's rough, man. How much are you looking to get for them?
100,000 credits.
Look, I'll give you $50 for them.
You fool!
That is wild. We are doomed. All right. AI is going to ruin us all. The fact that like this right here is genuinely entertaining for any Star Wars fan to watch this. It's impossible to not want to watch that. That's the first time I've seen it. I click on it and I see it on my feed and I'm like, I have to watch this. Like, how can you not watch that? Good Lord, man. And I'm taking all the risk here. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That was more entertaining than the last 15 years of Star Wars. 1000%, man. Holy crap. That was awesome. Now that, and this is where, like, I know the argument that AI, is, talentless and all of that. There is true entertainment to be found with the right person developing something. So like that is funny. That is really good. So I enjoyed the hell out of that. But yeah, that just hit my feed and I'm like, I got to watch this. I can't not watch this. I have to see this. And that's fantastic. You know what? I think I'm just going to have to follow this account. Yeah, I'm going to follow that account. This is the account right here. So I just gave him a follow right here. I kind of want to just look and see what else he's got, but I'm scared to scroll with Twitter. Let me just go see what he's got. All right, so he's got a lot of Star Wars stuff, it looks like. Okay. Oh, man. Redneck Harry Potter?
In a cupboard real small now. It's a shed by the back porch wall. Scar on his head from a bottle rocket fight. Shoots sparks from his wand, yelling, dang, that's tight. Broom's got a hitch, trailer dragging behind. Buzzing cornfields cross county lines. Hedwig's a hop with a rebel cry. Mailbox explodes every 4th of July. They said, boy, you don't belong around here. He spit in the dirt and cracked a beer. Harry,
I want to watch this so bad right now. This speaks to me. This speaks to me right here.
You're a redneck wizard born this way, yeah, always was. Don't let the muggles get you down. We cast spells loud in a one-horse town. I am what I am and I'm not ashamed. Mud on my boots, magic in my veins. Harry, you're a redneck wizard. Hitch that broom and let it buzz. Ron Weasley's broke, but rich in pride, eats fried food till the magic dies. Wizard chess made of cans and bolts, still wins every game cause the boys got pulse. Hermana's reading spells line by line, corrects your grammar every time. Actually, before you blink, runs the school like a think tank. Draco Malfoy ride.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
It's lifted and loud. Truck never works, but he's talking real proud. Wait till my daddy hears about you. Gets outcast by Gryffindor. Hagrid's got critters fenced out backs. It's mostly harmless pats, a dragon's back. Feeds it brisket, scratches its chin, names it Dale and lets it in. Dumbledore chill, beard full of dip, talks in riddles, takes a sip, points to Gryffindor or maybe not. Nobody knows what the hell he thought. Harry, you're a redneck wizard, born enchanted, backwoods blessed. Don't let the muggles get you down. We hex with heart in a rural town. I am what I am and I'm not ashamed. Spellbook greasy, still well trained. Harry.
Bro, look at that. That is fucking cool as shit. If I ever get enough money, I'm building that shit right there. And I'm going to open it up as like our own Disney World, okay? I'm going to open up a redneck Harry Potter trailer park just like that. And we're going to make it a redneck Disney World. No diversity.
Well trained. Harry, you're a redneck wizard. Turn it up, y'all pass the test. Stalks halls and blacked out boots, hates every kid but guards the roots. Mean as sin but holds the line, keeps them alive till the end of time. Mentions Lily, voice goes slow, eyes get dark, heart still glows. Looks dead straight, says one damn word, always. Voldemort back, no nose, no grace. Looks like propane hit him in the face. Split his soul like bat, still runs. Still can't beat love of shotgun sons. Sword and hat drawn, slurs out names. Forgets what house, forgets the game.
The sorting hat is a cowboy hat. Dude. I need you to understand something, that AI is still a very flawed thing, and people are doing this much with it already. This is crazy. In a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 5 years from now, it's terrifying.
Quidditch match turns, demolition mission, snitch get shot, poor life decision. Harry, you're a redneck wizard from the holler to the stars above. Don't let the muggles get you down. We cast spells proud, we cast spells loud. I am what I am and I'm not ashamed. Born with magic, dirt road flame. Harry, you're a redneck wizard. Hitch that broom and let freedom reign.
You guys are saying this is a few months old? Really? I didn't even know that. Maybe I haven't, just didn't see it. I don't know. That is wild right there. Holy crap. That is cool as shit. Yeah, I mean, like I was the other day, somebody sent me a, what was it? It was a country version of a Backstreet Boys song. And it's so good. Like, it's so good. And I hate that it's that good. Here it is right here. This is just, this is not like, we're screwed, man.
The one desire, believe when I say I want it that way, but we are two worlds apart, can't reach to your heart when you
Dude, I just want to get in my truck and drive. That's all I want.
That way when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but
Oh my God, that's good.
Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way.
Into my veins all day long.
Am I your fire, your one?
So yes, I do have that downloaded. It is on my playlist now, and I will be listening to that in my truck with the windows down and not giving a damn what anybody says. So freaking good. You know what? Just take over AI overlord, says Marc-Andre Roy. 100%, dude. 100%. Lapco says, I wanted to say thanks for covering. Let's see. What is it? Something last night. You're talking about the tornado. Last night, we thankfully didn't lose anyone. I was a half mile from the May 3rd, 1999 tornado that hit OKC. Hurricanes are bad, but tornadoes don't play. Well, like I said, with hurricanes, you know, they produce tornadoes, and that's the scariest part of them. And so, yeah, I've been living in Florida long enough. And so going back in the day, the biggest thing that we worried about with tornadoes was always, or with hurricane was always tornadoes. But like, we always enjoyed when with hurricanes would hit in Florida. We always got excited. People would throw hurricane parties. And I guess, like, for me, I don't know if I can describe this properly. I've described this before, but I am a fan of when, like, from a community standpoint, I'm a fan of when everybody's on the same page for like a unified effort. So like when Christmas time, you know, is around, I like that. And it's not like this anymore, but when I was younger, it seemed like everybody celebrated Christmas. You know, everybody was in the Christmas spirit. Same with Halloween. Everybody seemed to be on the same page. And I enjoy that. I enjoy when everyone does that. So like, it's weird to say it, but that same thing happened when hurricanes would come to like Florida. Because once there's a legitimate category 3 and up hurricane warning, everything else goes out the window. It doesn't matter what kind of car somebody drives. It doesn't matter what kind of house they have. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. It doesn't matter what restaurant you're going to. Everybody becomes part of the same goal is, hey, let's get ready for this hurricane. And if somebody needed help, you got a bunch of guys would get together and go help somebody board up their windows or pick up all of the things, you know, old people that needed help. It was like a community effort. I always appreciated that. Now, obviously the destruction that comes with it sucks, but it's nice to see people getting all the bullshit wiped away and just helping people. You know what I mean? So, Cowboy says that let's get her to 100K subs. Cranis Potato says, you would like the AI song Waffle House Gunfight. I will be looking that one up ASAP. Ministry of Wrong Things says JD Vance, Star Wars Renegade. You're welcome. I did see that one. It's got like some direct violence in it. So I don't want to play it on screen because it's like gunshots directly. And I don't right now. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but there's huge problems right now on YouTube. Major channels are getting demonetized. It's becoming a huge problem. And the default from it is inauthentic content. So I'm trying to, you know, keep an eye on everything, but there's a lot of channels that are getting hit with this shit. It's bad. And obviously Jay is dealing with a problem on his Welcome to the Rebellion channel. We saw that Umbrella guy got hit the other day. I've seen tons of creators that have been getting hit with this inauthentic content. I don't know what that means, but it's very nice that we do have alternate platforms like Rumble, like Kick. And one thing that I'm excited about with Rumble, okay, because I have complained about Rumble a lot. It looks like Rumble is going to change their algorithm. And if Rumble changes their algorithm, it could be a game changer. It could be a legitimate game changer. Rumble, according to Chris Pavlovsky, is going to change their algorithm, and it's going to be viewer determined. So if you're watching a stream, if you're commenting on the stream, if you're interacting, that's going to help the stream, which kind of sounds a lot like YouTube's algorithm. So we'll see if they can actually stick the landing on this, but this will be huge if they can pull it off. I'm excited. And I know somebody else is excited about it too. Kino Casino, because I heard them talking about it earlier. Casino is like, we're going to crush the quartering. It's so funny. John Wayne says he also has a YouTube channel, Neural Derp Music, redneck versions of everything, plus much more. That's what I'm talking about. Little Jim Taylor says, have you seen the video of Gus Fring versus everybody? I have, and it's great. It's great. I have a lot of Breaking Bad videos that are in my bookmarks. Like, for instance, let me see if I can find this one because it's just so funny. Because to me, Breaking Bad memes are like some of the greatest memes on the planet. Yeah, right here. Here it is right here. So, it's called Breaking Bread, featuring Walter Waite and Jesse Fatman. All right.
You want to bake cinnamon bread? You know the bakery. And I know the chemistry.
I got to be careful with the music, man. But like, they're so good. And then there was an Interstellar one. Let me see if I can find the Interstellar one. And it was Interstellar. Let's see. And it was don't let me eat, Murph. Don't let me eat. Here it is right here. Interstellar, but everyone is fat. Interbelly. Dude, it's and then somebody quoted it and they're like, don't let me eat, Murph. Don't let me eat, Murph. God, so good. Fantastic. Big Luigi says, iPhone or Android? Bro. It is Android all the way, okay? Android for life. All right. Hang on just a minute. Let's see. Oh, man. All right. We got hit with the, here, let me turn my, see, like, okay. Unlike the quartering, I'm not retarded enough to put my phone up to the screen without turning notifications off, okay? Because that's what the quartering would do. Quartering would like put his phone up to the screen and then like some, cuck account would pop up and then he'd get mad because people would make fun of that shit. So there's my Android right there. All right. Always Android, never iPhone. Simple as that. Okay. But what about you, chat? I am curious, chat. Let's see. Are you iPhone or Android? That's good feedback right there. Okay. iPhone or actually, let's do it like this. Okay. Are you iPhone? Or are you not gay? That's really it. Like, that's the question. iPhone or not gay? Simple as that. Okay. So, that's mean. I know that's mean. I know it's mean. Sorry for my iPhone users, but I had to, okay? Okay. All right. I won't do that to you guys. I won't do that to you guys. All right. We'll do it the right way. Here we go. Android, Apple. Let's see here. There we go. Android, Apple. There we go. All right. A Razor? Somebody has a Razor phone? All right, there we go. All right, Android is winning, but I mean, iPhone is the biggest brand in the world. I mean, there's just no doubt. Swanee has an iPhone, so I'm gonna have to say iPhone then. Never mind. So Swanee runs the show now these days. Lapco, I got that one. So that's going to be the, all right. So right now, how many people have voted? So we got 300 votes. Android is winning 68-32. And of course, you know, Android, the problem with Android is it's such a wider net because truly there's a lot of crap Android phones out there. Let's be real. And this is where a lot of people that have an iPhone make the mistake is they hear Android fanboys like me talk up Android, and then they go and they were like, well, I'd like to try an Android out. So then they go and they end up getting a shitty Android because there's a lot of shitty Androids on the market. There's a lot. And then they have a bad experience with it. But if you actually get a flagship Samsung device, then you will never want to go back. That's the difference. And so Android just has a lot of phones on the market, whereas Apple has an iPhone, and that's it. So anyway. All right. Again, don't forget, Savannah, Georgia, RSVP, if you're interested. We are going to be meeting up at the 9 Line headquarters in Savannah next month. I'm looking forward to it. If you have not seen what we are doing, we are going to be there, and we have a RSVP. So it's going to be right there at the 9 Line headquarters. If this shitty Geeks and Gamers website could work. I know I'm just talking shit about my own website, but right there at the 9 Line headquarters, it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll just say this, okay? In the most respectful way that I can. 9 Line understands the power of attractive women. That's all I'll say. They understand. They get it. Respect to them. And I'm sure many will be there. Okay? So, there you have it. I'll just leave it there. Phil says, less 13 out of 50 people uses iPhone. Checkmate. There you go. Done. It's over. Let me see. If you have an iPhone, if you're an iPhone user, then the best Android phone is a Google Pixel. See, I mean, the Google Pixel is good, okay? Google Pixel is a good phone. I'm not going to doubt that. I mean, I've only had one a few years ago, but it was a good phone. But the Samsung phones are the best. They just are, 100%. Pixel 8 Pro here. Is that the newest Pixel? Ogdog? Is that the newest Pixel right now? Google Pixel 10 here. So that might be the newest one. Google Pixel is live. There's a lot of Pixel users. See, that would be the more interesting one, is to break it down, like, because Android, again, it's kind of unfair to say Android versus Apple. It really is. It would be more fair to say, like, iPhone or, yeah, Apple, Samsung, Google Pixel, and there's a couple of other ones out there that people would focus in on. So it's good for photo and editing quality. Yes, the Google Pixel is good for video. Do you get a new phone every year? I used to, but I don't anymore because the upgrades are minimum, Laughing Man. because used to the upgrades used to be pretty substantial, but the last few years, they're not very substantial at all. Like the new Samsung is really not that different from last year. So I'm not going to upgrade anytime soon, probably. Let's see. Summer says, I'm in Savannah. Hope to see everyone. Look at there. Summer's going to be there, and also with a membership as well. Let's go. It's going to be awesome. The Savannah meetup. I can't wait. Looking forward to meeting everybody out there. A lot of the G&G crew will be there, so we're looking forward to it. Other than that, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. Did we end the poll there? Okay. Boom. All right. So the links are there for the meetup. Make sure you guys check that out. And again, go to the RSVP if you're even 50-50 RSVP so we can kind of know how many people are going to show up. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Other than that, tomorrow night, I'll be live probably around this time, not this time, but like the time I went live tonight because I have a lot going on. So I will see you guys tomorrow evening. Be safe out there. Have a good evening. And we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. If I can find the button to remove me. Bye, everyone. Oh, and go watch Kino Casino. Go watch Kino Casino. They're live right now. Here, as a matter of fact, let's just pull up Casino right now. Hang on. Where's Casino at? I just want to see what they're talking about right now. Hang on. Kino Casino.
Quartering just sends, stay tuned. There was no new platform for creators as far as I know, but sure. I just want to make sure we don't bump into each other. I have some things.
So they're going over stuff. So go over there, support Kino Casino. I can't raid them because they're on Kick, so I can't. But go over there and check them out. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be in the chat. So I'll see some of you over there. Lurked all night text, says Philip Johnson. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's just see some 199s in their chat right now. Let's see if I can get them to acknowledge the 199.
That's how he always is.
That's actually crazy, dude.
Here,
he goes, copy that. Stoked to hear what's going on. What are your honest thoughts on locals? Is that a platform worth supporting? Have you seen a transfer of your audience? Okay.
Hey, yeah, there we go.
There's nothing. Hey, brother, we're going to talk about this today on Side Scrollers. Just wanted to confirm you got this. I'm assuming it was leaked and sent to you. And he says, yes, a source inside the company. Great. Just wanted to confirm before running with it. Thanks for getting back to me. So super courteous, super professional, right? Okay. He's so exposed. Like, imagine thinking these are the DMs that are going to end Stuttering Craig's career.
Oh yeah, this whole thing with like trying to leak
then he
DMs
says,
was
"Hey
ridiculous.
man, just wanted to." Now, mind you, Quartering said he would be available in the new year. We're now in
somebody said not shitty Jeremy raid
of 2024, so we're actually like 2
years,
not shitty Jeremy raid
2 years later.
Yeah.
Hey man, just wanted to reach out and see if you ever wanted to do anything together. Side Scrollers is going great, and you're obviously starting up your quarter.
All right, so they're going through the DMs that Jeremy was threatening to leak, and again, at that point, like threatening to leak DMs, dude, is another level of like insanity, another level.
Streams and shitting out 7 videos a day. It's a tough time of year on my end for sure.
So there we go. All right, guys, go check them out. You guys have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.